Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know you saw me about 2 hours ago or something like that, but I had to break the news if you haven't heard it yet. The Mets and Cleveland Indians have just finalized the blockbuster trade for Francisco Lindor and starting pitcher Carlos Carrasco. I needed to get this out to you in case you haven't seen it yet. I'm sure some of you or most of you are probably getting some inklings or hearing the updates now. But these are the parameters of the trade right now as we know it. The Indians are going to get Ahmed Rosario and Andres Jimenez, their two top infield prospects. Josh Wolf, who's a right-handed pitcher, who was their second-round pick in 2019 in the draft, and outfield prospect Isaiah Green. And in return, the Mets obviously get Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco, starting pitcher. This is a monster trade, okay? And the Mets have been looking for a superstar for quite a while, and I'm actually, even though I'm a Yankees fan, I'm happy that the Mets have Steve Cohen. After 2 decades of kind of incompetent ownership, and they have a guy now who's a legitimate Mets fan and who's obviously he's an uber billionaire that we know, but he's obviously doing things to make the team better, and he's showing it. He means business. He's already brought in James McCann as their regular catcher on a 4-year deal, and they brought in Trevor May for the bullpen, so they've been adding incrementally. But this trade right here puts them over the top, and to me, this is bigger than the Blake Snell trade. This is bigger than the Yu Darvish trade, even though collectively that's a big one for the Padres. But this right here, they're getting a starting pitcher, which now behind DeGrom, they have Carrasco. Now they also have Stroman, who came back, and gives them the depth to not have to rush back Syndergaard from Tommy John surgery. So this is a huge deal, huge. And then now you have the versatility of a left-handed switch, or a lefty, a switch hitter actually, who bats lefty mostly, but a legitimate superstar to put in that lineup to add to McCann, to add to Pete Alonso, and some of these other young players that they have. And I don't think they're done yet. I really don't think they're done yet. I think this is, and I've said this in other videos. I thought they were going to make one big trade and one big free agent signing. McCann was a solid signing, but I think they're going to bring in George Springer still. I don't think they're going to bring in Bauer. They don't need Bauer. Now they have Carrasco now. So Bauer, to me, would be a waste of time, and I don't think he's a good fit in either New York team. Carrasco gives them the pitcher. Lindor gives them the superstar player, top 5 player in baseball now. They now have on the team, which they didn't have before and haven't had for a long time. So congratulations to the Mets owner, and the Mets fans. I'm sure you folks are pretty excited about this. I got to tip my hat to the Mets, so got to do it. I'm very disappointed in the Yankees, and for not jumping on this. And I thought they could have been the ones to get him. I thought they should have done it already. But I think not only the free agent market holding things up, leading to trades like this, but they could have traded. They could have made the trade and not have to worry about free agents, And again, even if they didn't bring back Lemahieu and did a trade like this, their salaries would have offset each other this year. So it wouldn't have really affected the salary cap. But the Mets did it. They jumped on it. So, and again, I think the Mets are going to bring in George Springer. Right now, I think the Mets are a top 4 or 5 team in the NL. If they bring in Springer, I think they'll be a top 3 team in the NL. With them and I think they'll leapfrog the Atlanta Braves and be right up there or close to the Padres and the Dodgers. Period. End of story. With Springer, they're on their way. They're well on their way. So that's the parameters of the trade. Another blockbuster trade, the third one in about 10 days. And again, I think until there's a resolution on free agency and what the 2021 season is going to look like, there's going to be more trades like this, a lot more trade activity than free agent activity. This is the first domino to fall, and I've also said this in other videos. I didn't think any more than half of these 5 superstar shortstops that are supposed to be free agents next year were actually going to make it to free agency. One of them is down now. I think at least one more or maybe 2 more are going to go before free agency hits. So, the Mets gave up a decent haul, but they didn't have to give up Alonso. They didn't have to give up Conforto or anything like that. So, and you're adding him to Conforto and Alonso and some of these other young players. It's a big move for the New York Mets. They've really, really made themselves known in New York now. And do I think the Yankees need a counter? Yes. Do I think they should? Yes. Am I disappointed they haven't already? Yes. I haven't done anything. And even though they made a trade yesterday, which was actually a solid trade, and they traded for Greg Allen, who's an outfielder from the Padres, and he's 28 years old. So he's about 8 years younger than Brett Gardner. And he also gives them depth. He can play all outfield positions, and he's fast. And he's not a free agent until 2025. So he's under 5 years of. He's got 4 years of controllable contract at a low cost. So it gives them the opportunity to, replace Gardner. And I think the Gardner era is probably over now in New York with this trade. But it also gives them flexibility to maybe move an Aaron Hicks in a trade. As much as I like Hicks, I mentioned him recently in terms as potentially being part of a Lindor package, but. Didn't happen, but this gives them the flexibility to do that. So, and what other teams, the Mets have added to the bullpen, and aside from the Mets and the Padres, and maybe the Dodgers, who have made 3 bullpen additions this offseason, nobody else is really. I mean, the White Sox made a nice trade for Lance Lynn. The Royals have brought in some guys, but there's been no significant activity aside from these huge trades. So the Mets are right in the fold now in the National League. Right in the fold, and they're looking to be the team in New York too. So, Yankees, wake up, boys, wake up! Letting the things is letting this train go by. So to me, it's 50-50. I'm excited for the Mets. I'm disappointed in the Yankees. So, and obviously, I want the Yankees to be the better team in New York, and I think there's still time to make moves. And my next video, I talk about a blockbuster trade. That the Yankees should make with the Cubs. So take a look at it now. I would actually modify the trade now. I would add Javier Baez to the trade, which I didn't have before, to sweeten it even more. But we'll see what the Yankees do now. Everything seems to be hinging on DJ Lemahieu, and again, letting opportunities go like this go by. Yeah, I'm a little speechless, but again, I shouldn't be, but I am. So speechless because I'm impressed with what the Mets are doing, but I'm disappointed what the Yankees are not doing. So, and again, I don't want to wait for it to be too late and then have the trade opportunities go by and then DJ sign with the Whites, the Blue Jays or somebody else like the Dodgers, and then the Yankees will be out. Then yeah. So again, congratulations to the Mets. This is a little bit more of a venting session for me, but again, it's an excitement thing too. I wanted to break the news to those of you who had not heard it yet. This is pretty exciting stuff. It's good for baseball, good for the Mets. Sucks for Yankee fans, but it is what it is. That's what the whole point. That's what it's a baseball, and baseball's a business. It's a sport, but it's also a business. So, and their billionaire owner just made a hell of a deal. So, watch my next video. It's coming tomorrow. Coming in 2 days. Talk to you next time.